Hundreds and hundreds of millions of hard-earned Australian dollars are wasted, some of them annually. Some people get into these things all the time as a result of scammers. And you know the sort of thing that we're talking about? Sometimes they're more obvious than others. Sometimes they come with a knock at the door. But quite often now, they come in this form. A letter arrives in your email, and you are offered I'm just working it out, $6 million just merely by contacting someone in Nigeria and helping them out, secure their 20 million US dollars. Anyway, we thought, do people really get sucked in by this? And how does it happen? Are people so very stupid that they actually think they'll get the money? Suzie Plush is a psychologist and joins us now. Suzie, good morning.
Morning, Paul.
The fact is, they're not all stupid people that are sucked in by this, are they?
No, look, studies have actually shown that it's everyday people that do get sucked into these scams. So there's a couple of things that people can make people more vulnerable. So particularly if they're going through a bit of an emotional time, so personal tragedy.
So normally they maybe wouldn't be vulnerable, but there are other things going on in their lives?
So if they've been through a recent tragedy, that can make them more susceptible to a scam. Also, if they're socially isolated, they don't have people around them to kind of gauge whether or not it's a legitimate offer or not.
Right.
So that can make you more vulnerable. Being overconfident in a particular area can also make you susceptible.
So, for instance, if you thought, I'm definitely not going to be scammed, let's just give this a go, but I know I'll be able to pull out at any time.
Absolutely, that's exactly right. So that overconfidence, being really persuadable as well, so feeling like you're just going to take things at face value and she'll be right.
It does seem extraordinary, though, when you get a letter like this. Essentially, this man, who is incompetent when it comes to the English language even, has suggested he's born in Florida, he's got this money from Libya, $20 million. He just needs me to help him out, and he'll give me $6 million. At the end, he ends with this. Now, this is interesting. More details will be sent to you when I receive your interest response.
Well, studies have actually shown some scammers will send over 500 emails a day. About 7 people will respond out of that 500, and once you respond, they believe it's about 70% that you will then be hooked into the scam.
Because at this stage, he hasn't asked for any money or anything like that. He just wants to know, am I interested in getting $6 million for nothing? Is it all part of weaving people into the web? So as soon as I send a response, I am starting to buy in, I'm investing in it.
That's right. So there's a number of psychological tactics that they use to try and get you really pulled into the scam. So first of all, they'll try to appeal to trust and authority. So they'll say they're from a large institution or a bank or the tax office or something that people know to make you feel like it's legitimate. They'll also appeal to that intuitive part of you that wants to get the money. So you think $20 million, that'll change my life. So there's already a motivator there. They'll also tend to make it sound very unique and urgent. There's usually urgent time frames attached to it, so it makes you be very impulsive. Yeah,
so it's a unique offer. We're not making this offer to anyone else, but if you don't say yes soon, it'll slip away from you. I fly on planes a lot, and I watch a lot of movies on planes, and a lot of them are rubbish. And I find that quite often I've watched like an hour of a movie and I think, why am I even watching this? But I watch the end because I've already invested an hour of my life in it. Is it very similar with these sort of scams that for instance, we phoned this guy this morning, right, because he's got a phone number, and it just went to an answer phone or something like that. But a lot of people might think, oh, I've already paid for an international call. I just, I should find out what else is happening. Is that part of it, weaving you in?
That's exactly right. So often they try and get you to behavioural commit to things. So you'll start by investing a little bit of money and you think, oh, well, I've already put in $1,000. I'll put in another $1,000.
It must be close now and I'll be getting...
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so the recommendation is just completely ignore these things when they come through?
Yeah, and look, if you are thinking about responding, check with family or friends. Great website as well, www.moneysmart.gov.au. That's really good to verify as well whether or not you think it's a legitimate offer or whether it's a scam.
Suzie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
Suzie Plush, psychologist. You know, the interesting thing is that checking with family and friends is good because they're not emotional.